Hey, welcome back. So this video is going to be showing you how to kind of push our snowman model to make him look a little better, a little cooler. So just little things you can do. Um, I did a little bit with this with him in between videos just to kind of illustrate. So some of it's very subtle, but I took his hat and I tilted it over to the right and I tilted it a little bit forward. I took his broom and I put a stiffer angle on it so that it's because you just don't want straight lines. Straight lines are boring, especially things that are made by a human hand. Without machines, humans aren't very good at making straight lines, or without tools or machines. So a snowman would kind of have that kind of not quite exact look, which makes it actually more endearing. We're actually drawn more to that. So that's a few of the little things you could do. Now another example, what you can do. Now you can see here he's made with perfect spheres. Okay. Well, you can make that more interesting by swapping out those spheres for these irregular spheres. Now these are these asteroid tools. So I just dragged it in and I lowered its coarseness and lowered its irregularity, but it's got this uneven feel to it that makes it feel like it was a snowball rolled up into a big snowball and built into a snowman. And it just makes it look a little more like a snowman. And it just has a nicer feel to it. So also, you can take the character, the snowman, and you can pose him into an interesting shape. Now, if you want to say something about his character or his emotions, you would do that by posing his body into a particular shape or gesture. So I gave you an example over here where I posed him. I put a little curve in here, kind of made him look a little happy, like he's just kind of leaning forward. I put a little, and you can see the curve with his coal buttons here, and it just adds a little more joy. He's got his head cocked a little bit to the left, and it just kind of adds a little more energy to the whole snowman model. And just to add a little more to it, I put a little base on here, which you can find here under shape generators, community next to the asteroid is the terrain. And I just turn it to white and it just looks like he's in snow. So it makes it a little more interesting. And then I did the same thing with the asteroid snowballs, and it just has a nicer feel to it. I pushed the pipe a little further over to the right. I made one eye a little bigger than the left, and it just kind of has a nicer feel to it. So these are little things that you can do, and you can do a lot more. You can pose them. You can do a lot of different poses with them. You can make them look sad. You can make them look like they're thinking. It's really up to your imagination. Best way to do it, I found, was selecting parts of his body and grouping them and then rotating them into the position you want and then ungrouping them and making little changes. And I did the same with his scarf, grouped it all together and rotated it and moved it. And same with the broom and the arms, and just slid it over and rotated it so it would fit into the pose. So I think that's all little things you can do to make something, have more personality. So I hope you enjoyed this. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to prepare him to 3D print him. We're going to create a pedestal for him to be put on, kind of similar to this. And then we're going to do some basic preparations to hollow him out in the middle, so we use less material. And then we're going to start sending him over to one of the 3D printing companies, and their computers will analyze it and tell us little things, little tweaks we need to do in order to make them printable in 3D. And eventually the goal is to have them printed out into a sandstone colored figurine that you can have for the holidays. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe.